Have you ever noticed how two birthdays can feel completely different? This year, America turns 250 years old. It has me thinking back to another birthday I remember, the Bicentennial in 1976. I was old enough to remember it. I remember the flags. I remember the fireworks. I remember communities celebrating. What I didn't understand as a kid was everything that was happening beneath the surface. Vietnam, Watergate, economic struggles, political disagreements. Looking back, I realized America wasn't free from conflict, but it seemed like people were still willing to celebrate together. Fast forward 50 years, the fireworks are still there, the flags are still there, the celebrations are still there. But sometimes it feels like before the first firework even goes off, we've already started arguing about what the celebration means. Some people only want to talk about what's right with America. Others only want to talk about what's wrong. And somewhere in the middle, I think most of us are simply trying to figure out how to love our country without pretending it's perfect. Maybe that's the challenge of turning 250. Not choosing between pride and honesty, but learning to hold both at the same time. Because every family has a story, every person has a story, and every nation does too. You can acknowledge the hard chapters without forgetting the beautiful ones. One thing I've learned through my commission, through the H.U.B, through serving this community, and honestly just through life, most people aren't looking for another argument. They're looking for hope. They're looking for someone who will listen. They're looking for someone who will care. Well, that America still exists. It just doesn't usually make the headlines. Every week I see volunteers serving strangers, neighbors helping neighbors, people from completely different backgrounds, sitting at the same table, sharing a meal, laughing together, and reminding me that maybe we're not as divided as the internet would have us believe. Maybe the loudest voices aren't the largest voices. Maybe they're just the easiest to hear. So as we celebrate 250 years, maybe the question isn't whether America is perfect. It isn't. Maybe the question isn't whether America has made mistakes. It has. Maybe the better question is, who will we choose to be for another tomorrow? Because countries aren't built only by presidents. They're built by parents, teachers, pastors, first responders, business owners, volunteers, and neighbors. Built by ordinary people who decide that kindness is still worth practicing, respect is still worth giving, hope is still worth sharing, and unity is still worth pursuing. So today, enjoy the fireworks. Wave the flag, spend time with the people you love, be grateful for the freedoms we enjoy, but don't let the celebration stop there. Be the kind of neighbor who helps write a better next chapter, because America's story isn't finished, and neither is yours.